Okay. Well, good evening. My name is Lisa Cummings. I'm the Community Health Liaison for Kish Health System, and my position was created about 3 years ago. And the board of the hospital wanted this position to improve the health of the county. So nothing too big at all. I work out of the Community Wellness Department, and I'm also part of a coalition called Live Healthy DeKalb County, which Kira Gallagher is my co-coach as well. And that again looks at changing policies and environments to try to make the healthy choice the easy choice within our community. And so you saw on the tables we have some handouts for you. The month of May is National Employee Health and Wellness Month, and so we'll be doing lots of fun things during the month of May. The calendar, everything on that calendar is free. You can go to our website or our Facebook page to tell a little bit more about who we are. And this handout here tells a little bit about our initiative and our mission and our vision and who is all a part of that. So I just wanted to take the opportunity to bring that and share that with you guys. In addition, there's Bike to Work Day. That's a national day that Live Healthy really tries to promote for people to be more physically active. So feel free to join us on that day, and if it's safe for you, to bike to work. So today I was asked to talk about incorporating more physical activity into your day. And I feel like it's important that we talk a little bit about the epidemic of inactivity, sedentary lifestyles, and really what's going on across the nation. And why is it important that we need to increase our physical activity? Why is it that we're hearing studies that if you sit more than a certain amount of hours, your risk of heart disease is higher? So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And we'll talk how is sedentary lifestyles linked to obesity, health risks of a sedentary lifestyle, and then we'll talk about how to incorporate more physical activity into your day, whether it's work or at home. And so we'll talk a little bit about that. I like this. Have you ever seen this on Facebook? You might have seen this before. It's a fitness center, and there's stairs, and then there's an escalator. And you have everybody that's going up the escalator as opposed to taking the stairs, which I think is really an interesting representation of how, I just think we as people, we're looking, we've got to get there fast, we're rushing, we're not taking the time to do maybe little things that can help us to be more physically active. So, a national epidemic, for those of you that haven't heard, obesity and overweight is a healthcare crisis across the nation. And it's something that, as a hospital, we've invested in our community to try to look at obesity and to work with our kids in the schools and to try to reduce that number. But according to NHANES, which is a survey, 69% of adults are overweight or obese, which is more than about 78 million adults across the country. And for DeKalb County, we are also higher than the national and state average at about 63%. So this is a concern for our county and also as a health system to try to work with our community to see that obesity rate go down. And then there's children. They say that this may be the first generation of children to not outlive their parents. And again, for the obesity epidemic, for kiddos that are ages 2 to 5, childhood obesity is more than doubled. And then it's tripled in kids ages 6 to 11, and then also in our teenagers 12 to 19. This didn't happen overnight. This happened over 20, 30 years of many changes within the environment, and so it took a long time to get here. It's going to take quite a while to reverse the trend, but I know that we will definitely do that. So I want to show you, have any of you seen these CDC slides before? Okay, good. Back in 1991, the Centers for Disease Control did a study. They wanted to see how was obesity changing across the country. And so what they did is they do a survey. They call thousands and thousands of people. They ask them their height, their weight, do you smoke, do you eat fruits and vegetables, and then they tracked it. So Illinois, as you can see, we're light blue, 10 to 14% of Illinois was overweight or obese, okay? Now I want you to watch through the years how this has changed. The darker colors you're seeing, that's an even higher percentage. So that's about 15 to 19% of that state is overweight or obese. So take a look and see what changes. So there's 1992, 93, 94, 95. What happened in 97? We had to add another category, okay? So that the yellow is greater than 20%. And unfortunately in the South, we see the South usually change first. If any of you ever lived down South, it's really good cooking, and so they kind of get the bad rap for that. 1998, 99, 2000. Which state is still light blue? Colorado. Yeah. Okay, 2001. We added another category. That category is greater than 25%. So 1 out of 4 people in that state is overweight or obese. Wow. 2002, 2003, 2004, and 2005, we had to add another category that is greater than or equal to 30%. 2006, Colorado went down. 2010. So research is usually about 3 years behind. So we're going to get the next set of research pretty soon, just to see kind of how have these numbers changed. But you can kind of see this isn't just here in DeKalb County. This is across the nation. And there's a lot of reasons for that. Is it because of diet? Yeah, somewhat. But it's also because of inactivity. I'm in the schools a lot with kids, and screen time is a huge, huge thing with kids these days. They spend numerous hours in front of a screen instead of being outside and playing. So that's another big factor, especially for kids and adults as well. So what is a sedentary lifestyle? How does that, affect our health? So with screen time is anything that has to do with the screen. Sitting in front of a computer, on your phone, playing video games, anything like that is considered screen time. As far as American adults, they say that the average adult spends more than 8 hours each day in front of a screen. And that can be TVs, computer monitors, cell phones. Okay, 8 hours, that's a lot of time. And then for kiddos, we're seeing also, this is kids ages 8 to 18, but that doesn't mean that there's 2-year-olds out there that are sitting in front of a television. So this is just a snapshot of our school-age kids. But they're spending 7.5 hours using entertainment media, 4.5 hours watching TV, and then an hour playing video games. So that time adds up, and kids are not as active as they used to be. I remember, as a kid, when the sun came up, you were outside, and you didn't come in until mom and dad drug you in. We were all farm-raised kids. We were out there playing, and now kids don't even know how to entertain themselves. If they don't have a phone, or they don't have, a TV show, they don't know how to deal with that. All right, so the sedentary lifestyle, we actually call it a sitting disease. Sitting more than 3 hours a day can even cut 2 years off a person's life expectancy. And that's even if you exercise regularly. We have to change our mindset. It's great if you're able to get a workout in the morning or, at the end of the day. But we have to change our mindset in thinking, how can I be physically active throughout the entire day? Because that's very, very important. A new study finds that watching TV more than 2 hours a day can shorten life expectancy even further by another about 1.5 years. And so they say that sitting turns out that it can shorten life expectancy almost as much as smoking can. So this is definitely an issue and things that we have to address with our communities and our schools. Yeah.
So being a truck driver on dunes, or?
But it makes it challenging for you, I'm sure. Yeah, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. Yep. All right. They show that, research shows that long periods of physical inactivity make you at higher risk for diabetes, high blood pressure, certain types of cancer, and then, of course, obesity as well. And it shows that each hour spending watching TV is linked to an 18% increase in the risk of dying from cardiovascular disease. So we're seeing more and more of that research coming out that sedentary lifestyles are being linked to disease. All right, a couple other things. I thought this was interesting. They said that the American Cancer Society did about a 14-year study, and they said that women who sat more than 6 hours a day were more than 40% more likely to die prematurely than those who sat less than 3. Men, they always seem to get off better than women. They were about 20% more, so 20% less than women. All right. And then again, like you shared, they say that, those who work a sedentary job have almost twice the risk of a specific type of colon cancer, in addition to other types of diseases as well. So it just makes it a little more challenging to find ways to incorporate physical activity. I love this slide. It's really coming to this. I certainly hope not. What's that? You see this all the time? Really?
No way. All the time they come, so they're not out really strong.
Oh my gosh. I thought it was kind of a joke.
No, it's serious.
Yeah. Do you ever go to Walmart and it's like you're looking for a parking spot and somebody fights you for that spot, the one that's the closest there, instead of just parking a little bit farther away and walking, it just seems like we're really, pressed for time. We have to get to certain places and we don't take the time to add that extra activity into our day. Our bodies were meant to move. They were meant to move. They were not meant to sit on a couch watching TV for 4 or 5 hours at a time. Our bodies were meant to be physically active every single day. And sitting disease, they fight sitting disease by taking steps to become more physically active. So how do we incorporate more physical activity into the day, whether it's at work or it's at home? Now, if you don't have this nice little setup down here, which is a walking treadmill at your workstation, I know I don't. Let's think about other ways that we can incorporate physical activity. Again, it's changing your mindset, thinking about the whole day approach to physical activity. Not just about, I got to get my workout in at the end of the day. It's about how can I, throughout the day, even if I have to drive a truck all day, how can I get more steps in? How many of you track your steps with okay, so a lot of you. Good. So you can kind of see, oh boy, this isn't a good day. I better, get out and take a walk, or it's a good way to track your physical activity for that day. So change the way that you're thinking about physical activity. Mix standing and sitting. They say that if you take your age, add 2 to that, okay? That's the number of minutes that's your max number of minutes that you should be sitting for a period of time, okay? So like little kids, if they're 4, we add 2, 6, that's about right. If you've seen a 4-year-old trying to sit for a long period of time, our bodies need to get up and move. If you've ever been at a conference or a talk, even tonight, I'm going to speak for what, 30, 35 minutes? You're going to be itching to get up and to move. That's because that's what your body needs to do, and that's what it wants to do. So try to stand sometimes when you're at your desk and move your body. Try to take regular breaks, even if you have to schedule it into your calendar. I know it's hard, especially when you have work to do, but you know what? Your brain will work a lot better if you take that time to go for a 10-minute walk, or even, a lap around the hospital or wherever you work. You will be more productive than sitting there, trying to plow right through that. Okay. I find this kind of interesting. Pretend it's 1985. Email nowadays, we don't call people. We have the easy way to communicate with them. Get up from your desk, and if your colleagues across, a different department, get up and go and talk to them instead of sending them an email. Gives you a reason to, get up and take a break and to move. Adopting new habits. How many of you have sedentary jobs where you sit a lot? Okay. Mine's a little bit of both, okay? So adopting new habits, it goes back to that, changing the way that you're thinking. How can I get activity in my day? When I have a long meeting and I'm somewhere at a conference, I will get up and I will go to the back of the room and I will stand, I will walk, I will stretch if I need to, because I just can't sit that long. That's something that you guys can do as well. If you need to get up and take a short break or stretch, taking the stairs. I am always amazed, being in a hospital, how many people take the elevator. And we only have 3 floors. So if you're taking the elevator and you're capable of doing that, you don't have knee problems or a medical condition, go ahead and try to take the stairs. That gives you a little bit of extra activity during the day. And again, make that time for those morning breaks and those afternoon breaks. Like 10 o'clock and then the afternoon, 3 o'clock, when you're starting to feel like, oh, I need coffee or I need caffeine. Physical activity will give you just as much of a burst of energy than if you were to drink a cup of coffee. Another thing is rearranging your office. So thinking about the workplace and just kind of changing that. So if you're a manager or you have the power to make changes in your workplace, maybe you do meetings where you actually walk. They're called walking meetings. Those are a nice way to get together, but then you're also moving your body. Strategically putting things a little bit farther away, like the garbage cans or the copy machine, if that's possible. So you have to get up and you have to move your body during the day. And again, technology, we're so lucky. Technology, it's a blessing and a curse, right? It's wonderful because it allows us to be more mobile. It allows us to be more flexible. And so if you are able to have a headset with your job, that you can get up and you can stand and move around and talk to somebody, that makes it where you're able to move, you're feeling a little bit better, and you're not stuck there at the desk the entire day. And again, for work, ending your workday with a bang, not a whimper. And what that is when that kind of that lull, the end of the day, when you're starting to feel really groggy, take a 15-minute walk or something to get your energy levels up, because when you do that, you will be more productive for that second part when you go home that evening. So if you just take that time to grab a friend, take a short walk, walk the halls, whatever you need to do, but that'll really help your productivity. And then rethinking your commute. I can't bike to work. I live in Hampshire, so that would be pretty sketchy. But if you are, close to your work, if maybe one day out of the week, when the weather's nice, you could bike to work. Or maybe if you could bring your bike to work and then go to some of your other meetings. And I've done that before, which is kind of fun. So just rethinking your commute. And then at home, so we talked a little bit about work. At home, if you're not able to get up early in the morning, I completely understand. I am not a morning person. But if you're finding it hard to get that physical activity in during, after work, and when you get home, you feel like, oh gosh, there's no way I'm going to work out. I've got dinner, I've got the kids, I've got all these things. It's very, very hard. If you get up 30 minutes earlier, you get your physical activity in. One, you're boosting your metabolism. You're getting your metabolism going, and it's going to burn the entire day. And you feel pretty good about yourself when you work out in the morning, because you're more likely to not put bad things into your body because you invested time in the morning time. So morning workouts are a great way to incorporate physical activity. Parking far away and not fighting for, it doesn't seem like a whole lot of steps, but it's some steps. It's incorporating just a little bit. So that's another way. And then playing with your kids, inside or outside. if you do have that time, or grandkids, it's a great way to get out there and move. You're spending time with them as well. And you'd be surprised how good you feel after just kind of getting outside and moving a little bit. Okay. So incorporating physical activity while you're doing chores and cooking and things at home, you may not think about that as a time to do that. If I'm cooking a meal sometimes and I know I'm not going to get down to the gym, I'll grab a couple of dumbbells, I'll bring them up in the kitchen, and in between I'm doing, cooking, I'll just do some sets of light weights to try to get that done, incorporating that into chores that I already have to do. If you're having trouble getting in that big workout, your 60-minute workout or your 30-minute workout, you can break it up into little chunks. Maybe in the morning you do 10 minutes. Maybe at lunch you do a 10-minute walk outside. And then maybe after work you're able to devote, another 10 minutes. So don't beat yourself up if you can't get that whole hour in or 30 minutes. You can break that up. A calorie burned is a calorie burned. And so however you can get that physical activity in is great. And then again, the weather's finally getting nicer, thank goodness. So we can get outside. For my walkers that are out there that love to walk, it's a great way to get more steps. Your pets and animals, my dog gained a lot of weight over the winter time, so she's going on a lot of walks now to get outside. And then just spending more time with the family. Family bike rides are a great way to spend time together and to get in great physical activity. This one is really, I like this one. How many of you have kids maybe in activities or sports and you have to take them there and maybe watch them? Okay. That's a great time. If you have any access to, maybe there's a field there, maybe they have a gym, maybe there's a walking trail there, take advantage of that time to go and exercise yourself. You deserve it. Do not, feel bad for taking that time for yourself, because sometimes that's an hour, 90 minutes of sitting there watching the kids practice when you can take that time to exercise yourself. We have to take care of ourselves too. And then again, I know it sounds really silly to schedule your physical activity, but if you don't do that, you're likely to not get that in. Treat it like it's an appointment, just like the rest of your day. It's just as important. So put that in your calendar, highlight it, and you'll feel good when you're able to check that off. With spring coming, gardening is a great way to get more physical activity. I know we don't think that it's not like running or biking, but you're moving your body, you're bending, you're stretching, and house cleaning too. If you've ever tracked your steps house cleaning, there's a lot of steps when you're cleaning the house. So that's also a good way to get physical activity. And I love to watch TV when I exercise. They say TV is bad, bad, bad. Well, if I'm exercising while I'm watching it, it's not that bad. And so I'm kind of killing two birds with one stone. So don't feel bad for, watching your shows while you're exercising if you can do that. I like this quote. It says, physical activity, think of it as a medication you need to take daily. I think we have seen today, and probably a lot of you guys already know, that being inactive can really, really affect our health. And so I know all of you are in the program, and probably one of your goals is to increase your physical activity, which is great. Because we're seeing this physical inactivity, we're seeing increases in heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure. We're seeing kids at the hospital, 8, 9, 10 years old with adult diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure. We never saw those in kids. That was something that only adults had. And so now, because of lifestyle and sedentary lifestyles, kids aren't moving, we're seeing the effects of that. And so we can reverse that trend, but it takes, thinking, it takes education. And so again, it kind of is like a medication, physical activity. And again, being healthy and being active is not a fad. You guys are in it for the long run, right? This isn't a sprint, this is a journey. And so when you change those behaviors over time, it's not going to happen all at once, but it'll become more of a habit for you. And you'll be able to fit in more activity during your day and feel better and be more productive. Okay, and with that, I kind of went through that kind of fast. Any questions at all? How many of you have a really difficult time trying to get physical activity in during the day, maybe because of your job? Okay. Any tricks or things that you guys are incorporating that you want to share with our group? Yeah.
Well, I do, like, I have, what's it called, Comcast On Demand, and they have like sports fitness programs in there. So a lot of times I'll do that if I know I'm not gonna make it to the gym.
Okay.
They have like some really good ones, like walking 30 minutes, but it's more than just walking, it's aerobics.
Okay, so it's not at work, but it's a tool you have if you can't get to the gym, that you can still be physically active. That's awesome. Yeah, Dawn.
So you mentioned parking far away, like at Walmart. I also try to go into the bank, even like instead of drive-through, and like just try to make choices consciously about walking more, even if I can park closer, I don't, you know, just those little things that tend to add up.
It does add up, it really does over time. Any other suggestions or things that you guys are sharing at all? Yeah.
I think a walking club at work, we have a walking club, a 100-mile walking club.
I brought them back to the stairs.
Shell Elementary.
Okay, very, very nice. Do you have a path around?
Well, we walk into school and we can run down.
I love that. You created your own.
And the kids have that too. They have the 100-mile club and they can't go out and practice the teacher over the
For those of you that do work here at Kish or close or at the Y, we have two great walking paths, if you don't know. One around the Cancer Center, and then the other one is a bigger loop, the one that we do at FitFest. That's about a mile loop. So if you are fortunate enough that you can get away for 15, 20 minutes, that's a great way to just get outside and, you know, get some physical activity in.
Where's the one that you do for FitFest? Where's that?
That is, so if you start, do you know where the roundabout is? That little roundabout, Community Wellness, that's where we're at. You'll see that path right there, and you can just follow it. It goes back behind where the nursing home is, back around there. It comes up to Bethany Road, and then the sidewalk to Bethany Road comes across, and then it loops back over towards the hospital.
Okay, and how long is that?
You know, we do our FitFest walk there, it's about a mile, but we add a little bit there, so it's maybe just a little short of a mile.
The loop is 1K. Sorry, we use that for our fun run for the kids.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
It's like
I was wondering where you
Yeah.
work, Kara.
The Cancer Center one is just shy of a quarter mile, because I do some boot camps over there. So yes, so those are two really good.
So one lap is a quarter mile, so awesome. Great. Well, thank you, everybody. I wish you the best in your program. Thank you very much for having me.
We have a few people from Nitro who are going to come up here and talk a little bit about their Couch to 5K program. Also, did someone drop this last week? There's no name in it. Someone's dialogue. Who wants to
I'll
claim
take a
it?
look at it. It's potentially.
And then Lisa, do you want to pick names for the, today we're actually giving out pedometers.
I keep it.
Two names.
Liz Peterson.
This is not mine. Not mine.
Not yours.
Hey, Sue, you'll have, this might be another group. So.
Jackie Brown.
Yes, Jackie.
I don't have.
I got you. I saw you.
No.
We're taping you for the third shift, so you have to kind of stand there.
Do you want me to, how long do I have?
as long as you want.
At least you weren't married. It was Friday night. You were so you were good.
Hi everybody, how are you? Are we having lots of fun tonight? Good. My name is Jennifer Gross and I am one of the Nitro Club members. Nitro stands for Northern Illinois Trail Runners. My lovely assistant Dale Boughton and Caroline Collins are here. They're walking around and handing you some information out. Nitro, this is our 5th year that we're hosting what we call our Walk to Run 101 program. And so I'm really happy to get to come tonight and see, I'm sorry to see you I know around the room now, to get to talk to you guys about the program. Hey Dawn, all kinds of people. And tell you about, and really tell you about the program, but invite you to get involved. And whether you want to do our Walk to Run program or anyone else's, we're going to give you kind of an overview of what it looks like and encourage you to think about getting involved in some of these activities. A little bit about Nitro. We're a running club. There's about 120 of us that run all throughout DeKalb County. We get together. We run a couple days a week throughout the week. Our mascot is a squirrel, so you will notice all kinds of squirrel fun. You know, we run together, but we really also a group of community members that really become like family. So we hope that all the folks that get involved in Walk to Run, that they stay involved in our club, and many, many have over the last 5 years. So we're real active on Facebook. You know, we have our little fan club, and we talk all the time about running, races, and beer, just in case you wanted to know. And, you know, we say our motto is we volunteer, we drink beer, we run outside all year. So even in this negative 20-degree weather, we have been outside and running. But more to the point, Walk to Run, as I said, this is our 5th year we have been doing this. And it is an 8-week beginner, and we mean what we say, from walking to never ever running to being able to complete a 5K. I cannot tell you how many times over the course of the last 5 years, someone says to me every time, am I really going to be able to run a 5K? Are you sure I'm going to be able to do this? You absolutely can. It is a really progressive program that attracts folks from all different starting and athletic points. We always encourage you, though, check your doctor. You know, check with your doctor, make sure it's okay. If you've had any injuries, you know, if you battled a knee injury, if you dislocated a foot recently or something like that, be careful and just check with your doctor. If you just feel like running is the most horrible, awful thing in the world, that's not an excuse. We want to encourage you to come out and give it a try. If you say, I think my knees are going to hurt, again, not a good excuse. We absolutely have a lot of fun out there. The program, the basics of it are, is we do this for 8 weeks. 3 days a week, Nitro members meet with you. We do it Monday, Wednesday, and Saturdays. And it's just a progressive program. And we start off each session, 6:30 p.m. at Hopkins Park on Monday and Wednesdays, and then Saturday mornings, 8:30 we go out to the Sycamore Speedway. It starts off pretty simple. We warm up. In a few minutes, I'm going to have Caroline and Dale come up here. I'm going to show you, and you're going to warm up with this. We're going to actually get involved. We're going to move a little today. And we warm up, we do stretches, we get you ready to go. We walk for 5 minutes, and then for the next 20 minutes, we do intervals. Walk a few minutes, run. And the first week it starts off, you walk for 90 seconds, you run for 60 seconds. And our volunteers, we have about 25 out there. There is no pace that is too slow or pace that is too fast. We guarantee a volunteer will be right there with you. And we have had folks who said, I'm going to have to walk. Just walking the whole way is a challenge for me, and walking a whole 5K is my goal, and that's okay. We work right there with you. And even if you want to run a little bit of it, you know, that's your goal. We're there to encourage you, to help you try it out. But I guarantee you, you get out there, usually we have 75 to 100 participants. And it becomes camaraderie, it becomes a family, we're all encouraging one another. Nobody is yelling at you, come on, you gotta run. It's time to run. Would you like to run? Let's go, let's do it. We have folks out there in these gorgeous orange vests that Dale ordered for us. And we have whistles. You don't have to keep track of the time or anything. The volunteers do that all for you. They tell you, tweet, it's time to go. Tweet, it's time to start walking. Tweet, you can stop walking, start running. So it's pretty easy and it is a whole lot of fun. Here's what the first week of training looks like. So, as I said, 5-minute brisk warm-up. Then we're going to alternate 60 seconds of jogging, 90 seconds of walking, 20 minutes. And what we do from Hopkins Park is it's an out and back. So we kind of walk, we go along the bike path in Hopkins Park, come out on Sycamore Road for just a little bit. That usually is the part where people want to run. So just in case their friend is going by, hey, I saw you walking. No, I was running. I was running. And then we come back onto the bike path right there by Castle Bank, and then we kind of loop around and we come back. So there's no, getting lost out there. We encourage you to do this with your family. Kids are welcome to come out there and be part of it. Got someone in a jogging stroller? Not a problem. Got a little guy that likes to run? No problem. Please keep them with you, though. Don't let them go off without you. But we encourage you. Got a group of friends, got a group of coworkers, whoever it is, come out. Don't have anybody? That's okay. We guarantee you will make friends really quickly. Runners are friendly, talkative people just like me. So this is what it kind of looks like. As I said, Mondays, Wednesdays, 6:30 p.m. we're at Hopkins Shelter. Saturdays, 8:30 out at the Speedway. And the best part about this program is for 8 weeks we're working you through. We're slowly building you up to that magical day when all of a sudden out of nowhere we say, we're now going to run for 20 minutes straight. And everyone's a little nervous, but at the end of it they're like, really? I could probably go a little longer. I could probably go this a little further. But our race, Nitro coordinates a 5K and a 15K out on the Great Western Trail from the Sycamore Speedway on June 21st. So we start April 21st with Walk to Run, and it goes till Nitro's race. And part of the registration includes your race fee, your race t-shirt. You get all of it in one, all the motivation you need. This is a picture of our squirrel. As I said, we love squirrels in Nitro. And this is what some of the folks look like out there doing our awesome dynamic stretches. Some of the logistics that you have, what we do just to make sure there's safety. When you get in, we have a clipboard, you sign in, just so we know who's here, keep track of you. We announce some things, we do our awesome stretches, we tell you what that day's program is. So if you happen to not look inside your folder we give you that has the whole thing mapped out, we'll tell you, hey, here's what we got to do. We go out there, we run, we come back, you sign in, and we stretch again. And it's a lot of fun. This is where we run. So you'll notice the White Castle. We do not stop there. Here's Hopkins Park. We come out, we go through the shelter there, and then we come out Sycamore Road and come back. Oh, sorry, here's the path. I apologize. Run to the money and come back. Stay away from White Castle. And then on Saturdays, here we are. This is what the Sycamore Speedway looks like. It's out on Route 64 if any of you haven't been out there before. The reason we are going out there on Saturdays is that's where the race is actually held. It's on that Great Western Trail. And the hundreds of participants that have been through this program have really said to us, get us out to the trail sooner, because we actually get to feel like where we will be running our 5K. So you get to get out there and be on it. It's either gravel, kind of crushed gravel, limestone, and a little bit of dirt, so it's nice and soft, really good on the legs, versus in the week we're on pavement. So what's in it for you? Well, aside from bragging rights that you get to complete a 5K, we're really there with you every step of the way. You get those guided training runs. We're with you Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. We're there to encourage you, watch your progress. You'll get to know us. We'll get to know you. The information, we do emails every single week. We try to tie it in a lot with what's happening in the program you guys are in. And we do nutritional information, what you should be eating when you're running, things to look for, ways to stay hydrated. You get a Nitro water bottle. Who doesn't want that? Registration for the 5K, a race day t-shirt, and bragging rights that you completed one. Here's where the race looks like coming out of the Sycamore Speedway. It's pretty exciting. Families line the whole way. They're cheering. And a lot of our runners will run with you guys on the race day just because we get to be such good friends kind of as the program goes on. We want to do it with you. If you sign up for it, and they've handed out some registration forms to you, don't sign up for the race again because we'll do that for you. You're already registered if you do that. A few questions. If you can't make it to the training runs, don't worry about it. We give you a schedule of what you need to do every Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. Don't have time to run Monday, Wednesday, Saturday? Do it Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. Whatever makes sense for you. We have a lot of folks that haven't been able to say do Mondays. So they have to run that on their own. A lot of times they'll find a volunteer or another friend in the program who they can't run Mondays. And they'll go out there with it. But we encourage all of our participants to get hooked up on our Facebook, and then they have some accountability, and they say, hey, I wasn't there tonight, but I ran. I did it at 6 o'clock this morning. I did it on my treadmill. I did it from home in the neighborhood. So just because you can't come to those training runs doesn't mean you can't do the program. If there's severe weather, we do cancel. But if it's raining, we run. If it's snowing, which let's hope we are done with the snow, but we have had the program start off with a snowy day. We run. If it is windy, we run. If it's hot, we run. So it really gets you ready for race day because we don't know what it's going to be like that day. So unless there's lightning or 30, 40 mile per hour winds, we're going to have some damage out there. But we let you all know. We have all your contact information so we can reach you and let you know right away. As I said, your child can sign up with you, or they can just, if they're just in a stroller, they do not have to sign up for the program. But if you've got one who would actually like to run with you and would actually like to have their race and all of that, they can do that. You can stay connected. We're very active on our Facebook stuff, social media, and on our website. If you have questions, yes?
Is there gonna be a bike one too, or is that something different? Because I remember last year when we did it, there used to be a table over here with flyers and stuff, and there was like a 5K bike race kind of a thing.
I think out in the hallway there's some biking information. Biking for Beansy comes up in the summer. I don't know if there's another biking.
the bike club website.
Okay. So yes, there's a different bike event.
Well, we're the bike club, the fish bike and rip club.
Right. So, what else I got? Oh, this was participants from 2012. I don't know why I didn't have 2013 participants. We pretty much have almost 100% completion rate. Some folks sign up and they go, I can't run the Nitro race. I'm out of town that day. So what they do is they sign up for Kish's run, or they look at Unlimited Performance. They find another 5K because they want to be able to complete their work that they're able to do.